Hi, friends, and happy Wednesday. It's time for social studies. Today, we are going to start learning about time. And we've been doing a lot of that during our morning meeting. I know some of you may be like, Miss Rudolph, why do we have to do calendar time every day? Well, remember, during growth mindset, every time we make connections, it works our brain, and our brains make connections, and we remember it. So every time we do calendar, it's like I'm opening a drawer in your brain and you're remembering it. So the more we practice, the more we learn, right? So we're going to start talking about time this week and next week and the week before Christmas, and we'll wrap all this up, okay? Before Christmas break. What is time? You could think of time as a very long string that you cannot see the start of or the end of. The part right in front of you is today. So what's right here, that's called today. All the string to the left is the past. So everything to the left is what is behind you, what's already happened. Everything to the right of you is the future, everything that will happen. Time always moves in the same direction from past to present to future. Okay? So we're going to talk about categories of time. Time can be divided into categories. Dividing time makes time easier to describe. There are many, many, many ways that we can divide time. Here are some examples. We could say now and later. You could say first, next, last. You could say yesterday, today, tomorrow. Remember when we do that in our morning meeting, I always ask you, if today is Monday, for example, what was yesterday? What is tomorrow? And if you look, I'm pointing to the past and I'm pointing to the future, okay? You could also say past, present, and future. You could say before and after. You could also describe time as um, things like saying, when I was in kindergarten, when I go to first grade, when I was in second grade, when I will be in third grade. Okay? So that's different ways that you can describe time. Okay? So the next thing I want to talk about is continuing talking about past, present, and future. Past, present, and future is an example of how we divide time. These divisions make it easier to describe things that happen. So let's talk about the past, friends, things that have already happened. The past is a time that already occurred. The first American Indians in Ohio lived in the past. Your parents were born in the past. You were born in the past. Okay? It's things that have already happened. So if I say in the past, that means it's already happened. The present is the time happening right now. Okay? The present is today. You are reading this book. You are watching this video present today. It's presently happening. You are in first grade in the present. You are in first grade right now. Okay? And then let's talk about the future. The future is a time that has not happened yet. The future is ahead of you. You will go to high school in the future. You will drive a car in the future. What else do you think you might do in the future? Yeah, you might go to college. You might choose to become a teacher. You might choose to get married one day. You might become a mom and a dad one day, or a dad one day. You might choose to become a priest. All those things that could happen are going to possibly happen in the future. Okay, they have not happened yet. All right. So now what we are going to do is I am going to talk to you about chronological order. Can you say chronological order? Good job. That's a hard, tricky word. Chronological order describes the order that the events occurred. We've talked a little bit about this with sequencing. What happens first, second, and third? What happened in the past, what's happening now, and what's going to happen in the future. It's the order of things that take place. When we write things in the order that they happened, we are putting them in chronological order. We can use a timeline to show events in chronological order. So a timeline is just a line drawn, and then on that line, it has entries that tell different things that happened on that timeline. And the timeline starts when it first started, so in the past, then it keeps going. Things that have occurred are on this timeline. Okay? So now what I am going to do for you now is I'm going to make you a timeline, and it's going to be the activity that you're going to do after this video. And what I want you to do is there's going to be a timeline, and then there's going to be 3 entries. When you were a baby, when you're in first grade, so now, and then when you are grown up. So what you're going to do is there'll be 3 boxes. In the first box, it's going to be in the past when you were a baby. You're going to draw how you looked like when you were a baby in that first box. Then the second box is going to be present. You are in first grade now. Draw a picture of what you look like now being a big first grader. Then there's going to be a third box, and that's what you're going to look like when you're grown up. So what do you think you're going to look like in the future when you're grown up? Okay, so you're going to either print the example that I've given you or take a screenshot. Then you're going to draw yourself in the past, the present, and the future. I would love to see some beautiful color. We are first grade, so I'm all okay with it not being perfect because we are not perfect and we make mistakes. But does Miss Rudolph expect you to try your best? I sure do. So as long as you're trying your best, that's all that I want. So after you either print off the activity and complete it, or you can take a screenshot and do your best. I know it's hard with seesaw tools. You can also take another piece of paper and draw what I'm showing you and do it on another piece of paper on your own. Whatever works for you. And then just submit it to Seesaw. Okay, so on Friday we'll have another social studies lesson talking more about time. But don't forget, just wrapping everything up today, we are talking about past, present, and future, things that have already happened, things that are happening now, and things that will happen. And then we've also talked about putting those things in order, which is called chronological order. All right, please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys later. Bye.